My little pony, my little pony. My little pony. Do you know you are my very best friends?
Hello my little comic book ponies, I'm Critical Analysis and I just finished reading My Little Pony, Friends Forever, number 27. Well, this is surprising. Normally the releases alternate between the main series and the Friends Forever series, but it looks like we just got 2 Friends Forever in a row. Then again, they needed something fast to remove the awful taste of Friends Forever 26 out of our mouths. I'm not kidding. I wasn't able to review it at release due to my own personal bias against Blue Blood and the Yaks, but I've calmed down enough since then to see that it committed all 3 cardinal sins of any crossover comic. You have to further the development of both characters, which it didn't. You have to have the characters interacting with one another, which it barely did, and no one character is to be made better than the other, which it heavily didn't do. It's why my opinion of the comic has changed from I don't know to don't buy it. But enough focusing on the past. You want to know about Friends Forever 27. So let's take a look, starting with the covers. Originally, I was okay with the cover. Entertaining to say the least. It's Pinkie Pie popping out of an apple cart, spreading confetti. But then I took a closer look. Pinkie Pie's square jaw bugged me at first, but then I looked at her arms. Her left one is fine, but her right one looks like it's coming out of her back. It's not an arm, it's a fin! Jaws Pie. It's not safe to go back into the orchard. At least the subscription variant cover fares better than just telling us the comic stars Pinkie Pie and Granny Smith. It at least has Granny in a wheelchair, which is relevant to the story. We open our comic with every pony on the apple farm waking up to the first day of cider season. As Granny Smith walks out to the apple orchard, she trips over a rake lying on the ground. See kids, this is what happens when you don't put the tools away when you're done with them. Anyway, a doctor comes to examine her. Turns out that little fall broke her hip. She's out of action for at least a month. That's when Pinkie Pie enters the picture to lend her assistance since cider season must go on. Here's where I'm a bit skeptical about Pinkie Pie's inclusion. Remember in Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000? Pinkie Pie loves cider. She had bought at least 10 on day 1, so she is personally invested because if the cider doesn't get made, then she has no cider to buy and therefore no cider to drink. I just feel that she might have ulterior motives is all I'm saying. Anyway, Applejack explains that Granny does quite a bit every cider season, such as going to town shopping for ingredients. Oh my Celestia, I can't believe I'm already referencing this episode again and so soon. In their competition with the Flim Flam brothers in the aforementioned episode, the Apple family simply took good-looking apples and threw them into a press. They didn't do anything special, or did they change the formula since then to better distinguish their cider from others? Anyway, since Granny Smith has the keen eye, no other pony can do what she does. Pinkie Pie offers to cart her around on a, apple cart. Granny is so resistant to this idea that she has to be carried by Big Mac. And during the entire trip though, Granny is a bit of a curmudgeon towards Pinkie Pie, but Pinkie Pie takes it all in stride. This goes on for a few days, Pinkie Pie carting Granny Smith around and doing some of her chores until one morning, Applejack informs Granny Smith that she had to dismiss Pinkie Pie since all Granny does is complain about her and instead drives her into town. It turns out that they go to a retirement village where, oh my Luna, Applejack, where's your chin? Anyway, Granny Smith is talking with some of her older friends when one of them knocks over a coffee mug. Granny offers to help, but she gets snapped at. Now I was just trying to lend a hoof. There's no need to be nasty about it. Oh dear. Yeah, Granny realizes just how mean she's been to Pinkie Pie and wants to make amends immediately. Luckily, Pinkie is already there and she has a pie. Granny apologizes to Pinkie for being so short with her, but Pinkie instantly forgives her. The next morning, Granny no longer has the cast, but Pinkie Pie arrives anyway to pick her up to help her run errands. And so our comic ends with Pinkie Pie and Granny Smith leaving the farm to do just that. This story is alright until you really think about it. The aforementioned need for an explanation about the inclusion of new ingredients to the cider, and the fact that Granny Smith was being a cranky doodle donkey, almost like the old curmudgeon stereotype, kind of weigh the story down. And while Pinkie Pie didn't grow, we didn't need to see her grow. We saw her take the abuse in stride, which is a good thing. But I still hold that Pinkie Pie was helping out for less than selfless reasons. And all of these problems could have been ironed out easily by changing it from Cider season to Zap Apple season. Then Pinkie Pie has no personal attachment, Granny Smith has to be a curmudgeon due to the preciseness necessary for Zap Apple products, and any plot issues that contradict Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000 would be non-existent. All in all, not a bad story, but it definitely has its share of bad moments. But if that's not enough to discourage you from it, and you're still interested in picking up this comic, you can find My Little Pony Friends Forever 27 at the following locations. You can buy it digitally on Comixology, iTunes, IDW Digital Store, Amazon Kindle, Google Play, or on the IDW MLP Comic App, or physically at IDW Store, Amazon.com, or at your local retailer. Links are in the description below. Hey, thanks for watching! I do more than just comic reviews, so why not click that bottom video to go watch Cyber Angel Plays, where I play various video games. Or click on that top video to go watch my last review. And remember to click that like button and share on social medias if you enjoyed the episode, leave a comment below to help me improve the show in the future, and to subscribe to keep up to date on all of my latest videos. I'm Critical Analysis, signing out.